It's week 9 of the NFL, and front and center is Tucker Kraft. He should be one of his quarterback's best friends this week. It's the Commanders and the Giants, and it comes your way next.
We are across the Hudson from Midtown Manhattan at MetLife Stadium in East Rutherford, New Jersey. Alongside my partner, Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin. And, Charles, you take a look at this Giants ball club. Now, losers their last time out, so they'll look to make amends here.
And one of the best ways you can do that is to be at home, and they are. They're going to try and ride that home crowd and that wave of emotion to a victory in this one.
But meanwhile, for the visiting Commanders, they come in riding high. Just one loss in their last 7 games.
It's a very focused team, very disciplined. They've kept the penalties to a minimum, and they're winning football games.
The first 2 months of the regular season down. What will the final 2 bring us as we're off in week 9?
He takes this near the 25, just a little past there. Call it the 26.
So here are the Giants ready to start their initial drive of the game.
Leading him out is their rookie quarterback, the young man out of Ole Miss.
Would you say that last week's performance workmanlike in terms of numbers?
1 touchdown, 1 pick, but obviously a loss.
Yeah, and that's the bottom line for him. All he cares about is how do we find a way to win the game. Maybe he leans on a few other parts of the offense and hopefully springs a receiver or 2 free.
They'll come out throwing here on first down.
That's to the rookie. It's Malik Neighbors.
And they'll get him down after a pickup of 8, 2nd and 2.
The numbers for Neighbors in last week's game.
5 catches, 59 yards.
And in doing preparation for the game, you notice where guys rank in the league in terms of statistical categories. He's 4th in the league in receiving yards. That caught my attention in a positive way.
And they run the option on 2nd down.
He has enough for the first down, and the keeper a gain of 6. That may be a sneak peek on this opening drive of what this young rookie can showcase, his legs.
And normally, as you start a game, you're just thinking, can he get the snap? Can he hand off? Can he just execute? Instead, he doesn't waste any time on wrapping another dimension to his game, showing off those wheels and picking up some nice yardage.
They'll give him 4 yards there, and it'll be 2nd down. Now the first carry here for the running back. And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. He'll wind up losing 3. And now it's 3rd down.
They'll come to the line here needing 9 yards to pick up the first.
On 3rd down, he'll drop to throw. Dancing to his left. And he can't find anywhere to go with it. And he goes down. He could not get away that time, and it'll be a loss of 11 on 3rd down.
It always helps for a visiting team to come in and set the tone on defense. In fact, when we talked with them prior to the game, they said they wanted this home crowd to feel like they had to hide their valuables when they were in town.
Well, the home crowd quiet now early. See if their offense can take over and get some points on the board. On 4th down, here's Jamie Gillen on to punt. Only 2 punts for him last week in the loss as he gets this one away. 47-yard punt, a return of 4.
And the Commanders will take over with a 1st and 10. So the Commanders make their way out on offense for the first time here. And it's the rookie Jaden Daniels, the number 2 overall pick, leading the way.
And what a the season he's had, leading the NFL in passing yards to this point. He's been a tough man to slow down. So this defense certainly has its work cut out for him.
First carry of the game for Brian Robinson.
And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. After the loss to start out, here's 2nd and 11.
Now Daniels. That's taken in by Kraft.
And they'll get this well past midfield before being stopped just before the 35. That one good for 37 yards.
There's no doubt in my mind that not many guys in this league have had the impact that he's had here in the first half of the season. He's been a big play guy from the word go and continues to be one with another one right there.
So the drive takes him into Giants territory now, 1st and 10 at the 37-yard line. And they'll send the tight end in motion here. And he's brought down at the 34. Call it a gain of 4.
Well, these two teams met in our nation's capital earlier in the year with the Commanders picking up the win at Northwest Stadium. So they're looking for another win here at MetLife Stadium to take the season series 2-zip. Daniels looking to throw.
Man open left side is Brown. It'll be a gain of 5. And now that sets up 3rd and 2.
They'll come to the line needing only 2 yards to gain the first here. Here's Daniels. Oh, he tries to force it in, and it's intercepted. And the Giants will have solid field position here as they take over at their 45-yard line.
CD, I know it's just his 2nd year in the league as a quarterback, but that's going to be one when he flips on the tape. He's like, I shouldn't have thrown that ball.
No doubt about it, and his coaching staff will be emphatic about he shouldn't have thrown that ball. But remember, 2nd year, as you noted, on-the-job training, so he's got to take this feedback that he's getting, negative or otherwise, and turn it into positives moving forward.
The Giants offense and receiver Malik Neighbors headed onto the field, and he's been one of the main focal points of this unit throughout the season, no doubt. Currently ranked 2nd in the NFL in terms of receptions by a wideout.
They'll start this drive out on the ground.
He'll get this up to the 47 and brought down there. You talk about this Washington defense.
This crew against the pass, it's been a real struggle. 2nd from the bottom in the NFL, number 31.
And it's really difficult to prepare for this team. This is the #1 overall passing team in the NFL, but it shouldn't be hard to get excited about playing against them. The ultimate test going against that unit.
And that's why you and I are excited to broadcast this game.
Yes, sir.
They'll look to throw now on 1st down.
Again, it's Johnson.
We've seen quite a bit of the short passing game here early on 1st quarter, haven't we?
We have, and I think it works a couple of ways for this team because, #1, you throw the short game until they stop it. And if they're not going to stop it, you keep throwing it, and occasionally you'll break a tackle and turn it into a bigger game. Also, if they start to creep up, start to pressure receivers, now you go over the top, take it deep, and now you get some of those big shots downfield.
They'll look to throw here on 1st down. And he's going to be taken down back around the 35-yard line.
Bobby Wagner, multiple times an All-Pro, in there to drop him for a loss.
And they went empty backfield, and because of that, nobody was there to pick up the blitz.
And you know that offenses, when they go with the empty backfield, they have different things designed on every play to try to account for things. But what people often forget, defense is audible as well. And a lot of times when they see an empty backfield, they audible right into a blitzing situation.
Back to throw here.
There's a short one to the tight end, Johnson.
That's good. The completion there for 7 yards. And that'll bring up a 3rd and 11 situation.
They're backed up here. Tough spot, needing 11 yards to pick up the first.
They'll look to throw here. Firing quickly here, and that's complete. And that's not nearly going to be enough. Stopped at the 22, and he needed plenty more. 5 yards, not enough, and it'll be 4th down.
We can make this one pretty simple. Locked up all of his progressions downfield, forced to get it to his running back. But how about the way they ran to the football and knocked him down to force a 4th down?
Gano's kick is good, and the Giants are off now to a 3-0 lead.
So, Charles, they get to them with their first turnover of the game and then make it hurt a little bit extra with a field goal.
And anytime you give the ball up, what's the first thing a coach tells his defense? Don't let them score off of this. You've got to put out the fire. In fact, in 2021, that's what one NFL coach termed his defense the firemen. Go out there, guys, and don't let them put some points on the board.
The Commanders going to retake the field for drive number 2. Their second drive here, the ballgame, Charles. Remember last time they threw the interception, but the defense held up. It bent a little but didn't break, only giving up the 3 points.
Yeah, obviously they left some points on the table there their last time out, but boy, they have to thank their defense for holding the opposition just 3 after they threw the pick. Their turn now. Back out on the field, put together a good drive, and get some points of their own.
The numbers for him from a week ago. A boatload of carries, 124 yards.
Just an excellent performance from them on the ground last week, and that speaks to an offense that is operating at a high level on all fronts. Of course, that man running the ball, he's just seeing the field so well. But don't forget about his offensive line. They've really asserted their will out there and are confident they can repeat it again this week.
On 1st and 10, it's Robinson.
And he'll muscle his way up to the 43 for a pickup of right around 5.
From the 43, here's a 2nd and 5. Throwing now is Daniels. Quick slant to Brown.
A busy first quarter. His 3rd catch of the afternoon is a first down.
Straight ahead, it's Robinson.
And a 6-yard gain gets him right around the 43. He was solid last week, over 100 yards in their victory on the ground. They want to get that going again.
Absolutely. What they also understand is that from week to week, it's not necessarily the same, but they want it to be, right? What they saw last week on the ground, they want to see in this game as well.
This will be play number 7 on the drive. 3rd and a yard.
Robinson will try to pick it up.
And he's going to have the first down at about the 38.
We ought to come up with a T-shirt and sell it that says, no indecision on 3rd and 1. And we didn't see it on that run, did we? Got his shoulders square, just got right into the line of scrimmage and picked it up.
Absolutely. Picked his lane, went with it, and converted. So here's a 1st and 10 at the 38. They'll run again here with Robinson. Just a yard on the pickup there, and it'll bring up a 2nd and 9.
You talk about this Giant defense.
This unit against the pass, hoping to get better for sure. Number 25 in the NFL right now.
They spent the week at practice, Sam. We know our rating's not that great. And we know we're facing the number 1 passing.
And this is caught inside the 5. And he takes it in. Touchdown, Washington. Terry McLaurin with touchdown number 8 on the year.
And the Commanders have answered that early field goal to take a first quarter lead.
A nice throw there by the 2nd-year quarterback.
And I don't believe that was the kind of play he would have made as a rookie. Because usually your rookie season is a continuation of your college days. A lot of one read, and if you don't have it, you just take off and go. Now he's settled in the pocket a little bit more, reading the field and getting to a 2nd and sometimes 3rd progression. That was a nice play.
Extra point by Gay is up and good. And that makes it a 7-3 lead.
And a good return as he'll be stopped just shy of the 30-yard line. Back on offense, New York gets set to take over.
And after the field goal last time, we'll see what they can get here. At least they got points out of the last drive, Charles.
I never met an offensive coach that didn't want to drive to end with a kick. Most of them wanted to end with a PAT, right? In this case, a field goal, they'll take it. Way better than the alternative, which is a punt.
Yeah, but you met fan bases that wanted that, that weren't happy with that field goal.
I haven't met a fan base yet that wants to drive to end with a kick, other than the extra point. That's it.
After 1, 7-3 the score on EA Sports. Ready to roll for the 2nd quarter from MetLife Stadium. The Giants with the football from the 31. Here's a 2nd and 8. As they've got it as we resume action. Here's 2nd and 8. Open target here, Darius Slayton. His first catch, good for 8 and a first down. One back in the backfield, he'll get the carry. And he still has yet to get on track in this first half as they're going to stop him behind the line. Officially, it's a 1-yard loss. That's going to bring up 2nd and 11.
I have a feeling they'll stay committed to running the football, especially on the early downs. They just haven't had a whole lot of success just yet.
Looking at a 2nd and 11 now after the loss. And they'll give him another shot here on the ground. Oh, he shifts past him. And they'll get this well past midfield before being stopped just before the 35. 25 yards the pickup there, and also a first down.
That's how you get right up off of the mat, because on the last play, they stoned him in the backfield and dropped him for a loss. But he's the type of guy that scared me a little bit because he's not daunted. Just got right back up, showed some confidence, and picked up a first down with his very next run.
This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10. They'll set up to throw. A short throw pulled in by Bellinger. And the result here, a pickup of 8. Leaves him with 2 to go on 2nd down.
Holding offense.
They're backed up here with a 1st and 20 now after the holding penalty. He'll look to throw. And the Washington pressure gets to him, and he will go down. Dropped for a loss of 7 by multiple defenders.
They were in the top 5 in sacks in the league coming into this one. That's their 3rd one in this game. Obviously, pass rush has been a strength of this team all year long.
And apparently they're not satisfied with top 5. They want to climb that ladder.
Yeah, I think it goes back to their offseason. They decided to make it a priority, and it's working out.
That's what we're used to seeing from him right there. Plays like that, why he's number 4 in the league in terms of receiving yardage.
Able to make adjustments all along the way. Doesn't matter where he lines up, where he releases from. Working his way into the secondary, figures out defenses and finds weak spots in order to get open.
The scramble good for a nice gain of 10 yards, but still 4th down.
That was a good effort there, trying to do it on his own. But as a defender, you're in a tough spot because you have coverage responsibilities behind you. And if you take off too quick to try and get him down, he might loft it over your head.
So better to track with your man defensively than try to go up and make a stop on the quarterback.
Exactly right. What you're hoping is that your guys in the front 7 can get him down.
So the margin shrinks there as they get the field goal to draw him a bit closer here in this 2nd quarter.
Yeah, nice snap, nice hold. They just want to keep this game close, so give them credit for finishing that one off with 3.
And he'll go down as this drive will start at the 25-yard line. After that play, we're going to get a pause here, an injured player, and that's the tight end, Zach Ertz, in some discomfort. We'll get an update when we return to MetLife Stadium. The Washington offense at the line and ready to roll. Just the one misstep for them in the first half of the season. 7-1 is the record at the midway point. And in terms of whatever power rankings you want to go by, they're at or near the top of the list in terms of best teams in the National Football League.
And for me, in my little bit of rankings here, I've got them at the top. I know there's still 2 months to go, and we've seen teams get off to hot starts and then fade away due to injuries or the schedule or whatever. But unless there are a rash of injuries on this team, I'd be surprised if they aren't a 1st or a 2nd seed come playoff time.
Robinson, he'll try the left side. And he's across the 45. It'll be 2nd down.
Oh, that's a real nice job there by the defensive front. They just engaged and held their ground. But how about the guy who made the play? We often talk about whether they take a good first step or not. Many times you just don't take any step. Just get your feet moving, get your body going, and then once he made the read, he was able to make the play.
2nd catch for him today, and it'll wind up a 1st down.
It is fun to watch the big man work the middle of the field. How about that post route there? Did an excellent job of getting his head around to look the football in and gain significant yardage.
So the drive takes him into Giants territory now. 1st and 10 at the 39-yard line. Now a handoff up the middle. Bond. And he edges forward, but only gets a pair of yards out of it. And it's 2nd down. Line of scrimmage, the 36 on 2nd and 8. Robinson up the middle. And that one opened up for him well as he'll take this down to the 26-yard line. 10 yards there, good for a Washington first down.
Defensively, they were in the 3-4. Solid run up the middle. What made it successful?
Well, what you have to do is control the nose guard, but sometimes you don't do it by blocking him. You do it by influencing him. Get him moving to one side or the other and hit him back on the opposite.
He's got a man. That's caught. Left sideline. And he doesn't quite make it. Taking it within an eyelash. Dropped at the 1.
Not quite enough to get into the end zone, but what a nice play there. He makes the catch, tries to turn upfield and get to the pylon, but doesn't quite get there. But they're going to be set up with a 1st and goal from very short range.
Robinson is in. Touchdown, Commanders.
Sometimes offenses can get too cute down near the goal line, but there's nothing fancy about this one. As Coach Lombardi would say, we get a seal here, and we get a seal here, and we run this play in the alley. And that's good work to hit the hole hard and finish in the end zone.
Gay is on for the point after. And it's up. It's good. Our score, 14-6. So that drive takes him down the field in 8 plays.
And it was capped off by the touchdown run for Brian Robinson.
Following the touchdown, here's Gay to kick it away.
And out a little across the 25 to the 27.
And here comes the Giants offense back out onto the field. They've probably got some adjustments to make because they've moved the football okay at times, but they haven't been able to get anything consistently going, have they?
What you worry about is it almost turns into a basketball game where one team's coming down and hitting threes, and you're coming back and getting twos, and you steadily lose ground. In this situation, you're talking about touchdowns to field goals. They want to put in the end zone and put those 6s on the board.
Yeah, they've been settling. That's why they're down on the scoreboard right now.
That's complete. It's Neighbors.
3rd catch of this first half for him, and this one is a first down. A handoff as they run the counter play. And he'll just plow right into a host of tacklers. Nothing there at all, and it'll be 2nd and 10.
Straight ahead, here's Tracy. And he'll pick up about 3 there, up to the 43.
Sometimes your philosophies get challenged at times you don't want them to. They did try to stick to the running game on the first 2 plays. Didn't amount to much.
And now facing a 3rd and long at the outset of this drive.
There's a short one caught by Johnson.
And he can only manage to get this to the 45-yard line. Well short of the first. Call it a gain of 3 on the play. And that's going to bring up a 4th down.
And here's Gillen on now to punt as he gets this one away.
And no return possible here as they angle this one out of bounds.
The Commanders offense and Jaden Daniels getting set for this next possession. And as we transition into the second half of the season, he continues to put up big numbers on a consistent basis. Currently the NFL's leader in passing as we play here in the month of November. Working out of the gun, Daniels. That's to Kraft, the tight end.
And they'll wind up getting this to the 37. Gain of 9.
And his play caller does a nice job of giving him an easy throw to start this drive, and he takes advantage of it. The completion sets up a manageable 2nd down.
Short throw, he's got Kraft.
Ineligible receiver downfield. Offense.
Now those linemen, of course, can't be more than a yard downfield when a pass is thrown, and they might have been able to call that on a couple of guys there.
To throw is Daniels. Throwing left side, and Watson has it.
Just a gain of a couple there. And this will wind up being a 3rd and 3.
Coming up here looking for 3 yards to pick up the first. To the air goes Daniels.
And that is incomplete. Oh, he had a defender right there with him to force that to the ground. And 4th down now coming up.
Tress Way on 4th down is sent out to punt.
He punted 5 times in the win last week as this one's away. This is fielded at the 27. Coming up at halftime, I'll go from one personality, that's you, Charles Davis, to another one in Orlando, the coach. He'll have stats and scores from around the NFL. You and Jonathan Coachman, both larger than life.
No doubt about it.
But you're stuck with me in this booth,
yes,
and he's miles away and smiling.
And happy.
And that is incomplete. Oh, the coverage a little too good there, and it's 2nd down.
They're going to look to throw. This is intercepted.
Picked off by Quan Martin.
And he'll take this all the way down inside the 40. The disaster there, I mean, you saw it coming. The pressure gets knocked down, the interception.
Sometimes the best throw you make is the one you
don't make.
Exactly. Take care of the football. He'll also learn how to shrug his shoulders, take the proper slide steps to alleviate some of the pressure. But occasionally, like the one we just saw, sometimes just hold on to the football and take the hit.
Out comes Washington's offense as they get set to take over here.
And now they start in plus territory following that turnover as they'll try to get some points here before halftime.
Throwing to start the drive. Daniels, middle of the field. He's got McLaurin. He's tackled a yard short of the marker. Good gain of 9 on 1st down.
I always laugh when people say, what's the toughest route to defend? And I'm like, any of them, especially if it's a good receiver. That makes things very difficult.
And looking for McLaurin, but this is intercepted. Picked off by Paulson Adebo.
And a huge return as he'll take this one all the way down inside the 30-yard line.
So they get the interception, and almost as importantly, a big return after that.
And who was the guy that saved the touchdown, partner? The guy who threw the interception. A lot of times, he just gives it the old Olay, but give him credit. He went old school. He was determined not to make this a pick 6, and he got there in time to make the tackle.
And New York set to take the field.
And now following that turnover, they've got an opportunity here to try to cash in with good field position before intermission.
Try to shake off the interception. He'll look to throw. They'll try and set up the screen. It's complete. No gain on the screen there. It's 2nd down.
So many screen passes are the result of excellent acting by everyone. But sometimes the guy who's getting the ball tips the play off. The running back, because he's eager to get the pass. And sometimes he doesn't act very well about whether he's going to block or leak out or whatever. And I think that they saw that, and that's why they're able to get to him on it.
A 3rd field goal of the 1st half, not what they're looking for as they come up on 3rd down. He'll drop to throw.
Oh, and his early struggles continue. Here's another one intercepted. Picked off by Quan Martin. And he will bring this one back. An interception return for a Commanders touchdown. An excellent play there, CD, on the pick 6. And I think were they a nickel? Did they have an extra DB out there?
Yeah, Brandon, I think they were in standard nickel, not the Buffalo, as teams like to call it, meaning 3 safeties for big nickel. They just wanted to take away the quarterback's throwing lanes, and that's exactly what they did and came through with a big-time pick 6.
Here's Gay now to add the extra point. It's up and good, and that'll make the score 21-6. So the defense creating some points, not only getting the interception, but then returning it to the end zone for the pick 6. After the touchdown, it's Gay to kick this one away.
And a nice return sets him up pretty good here right at the 30-yard line.
The Giants offense at the line, ready to begin their next drive.
And with time quickly fading here in the second quarter, not sure how aggressively, offensively they want to play this.
I think we'll find out just how much they trust their guys in this situation if they decide to take a shot.
So we reach halftime in what's been a fairly one-sided game so far. As we'll send you down the coast now to Orlando, that's where we find Jonathan Coachman, ready with our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach.
All right, Brandon, we'll get back to you two in a bit. For now, plenty of early game action around the NFL to get you caught up on, so let's get to it. We'll get started over at Mercedes-Benz Stadium in downtown Atlanta. And it's the Cowboys on top as they play the second quarter. Dak Prescott has thrown a touchdown pass. From there, it's up to Highmark Stadium to check in on the Bills. And right now, they have the lead over the visiting Dolphins. Josh Allen with a touchdown pass to Keon Coleman. Lastly, let's head to Paycor Stadium in Cincinnati to see what's happening with the Bengals. And they have the lead in that one over the visiting Raiders. Joe Burrow, 4 touchdown passes. It was a solid first half of football for the Alabama man, Brian Robinson. He wound up finding the end zone on a touchdown run to help give his guys the advantage here at the break. The highlights are fairly one-sided to this point. It's a 2-touchdown difference here at the break, but I wouldn't call this one over just yet. I think there could still be some fireworks yet to come.
And able to take it past the 25 and up to the 28-yard line. The Commanders' offense and Terry McLaurin headed back onto the field. And he's been as productive as anyone in the NFL in the middle part of this season. The NFL's leader in receiving yards to this point, and he doesn't appear to be slowing down anytime soon. Out there set and ready for this next drive, the Washington offense. As this offense takes the field to begin the opening drive of the second half, Charles, remember in that first half, good through the air and really all around an outstanding offensive performance.
Absolutely. They've reached the end zone several times. The passing game working awfully well, and most importantly, partner.
Yeah, they went into the tunnel with a lead. They come back out with that lead.
Absolutely. NFL coaches, we know they're perfectionists in a lot of ways, but they had to like what they saw in that first half.
So 7 yards from the first down here as they come up to the line of scrimmage. From the shotgun, it's Daniels. This will be caught once again by Brown. And he's going to have a Commanders first down as they're able to get the third down conversion. And defensively, they were in zone coverage there. Do you have to be a little careful? You're losing playing against a good quarterback like he is to not play too much zone?
Yeah, you have to be careful about how much time you're giving up. I think it's a good point you just brought up. So maybe if you still want to play zone, you go to a zone blitz scheme. And you can drop anyone out of your defensive front, defensive end, defensive tackle. It doesn't matter. You just exchange someone to bring more pressure towards the quarterback and still try and cover downfield.
48 yards rushing on 12 carries for him now.
Sometimes it's hard to believe, but there are times this game is about patience, isn't it? Has had the game he expected, but that run there, that may get him going.
I was just going to say, maybe that gives him a little juice, because you're right, he struggled, especially in that first half.
Yeah, and I know the great ones always think to themselves, just hang in there. I'm just one big carry away from busting this open. That's a good start for him.
This is 2nd and 8. Looking to throw. Daniels. And the giant rush gets home as down he goes. That winds up pushing him back 11 yards on the sack. And that'll bring up third.
All about the offense so far this drive, putting something sustained together. But the defense, they responded on that play. Second and manageable became 3rd and long. The drive marching to the end zone is one play from stalling out.
7th play of this drive coming up, but a long way to go on 3rd down. Back to throw. Daniels. And incomplete. He had nowhere to throw, so he just tossed it away. But that brings up 4th.
Well, it's too early to figure out what kind of adjustments this defense made at halftime, but that's a good start to the second half. They cannot afford to give up more points and fall further behind, so well done to force the punting situation here.
So out of bounds on the punt, and the spot will be, the side judge says, right at the 35-yard line here. The Giants offense and their quarterback headed out for this next possession. And it's been a struggle for him all afternoon. This defense has really done a nice job of making him earn everything he gets, and it's prevented him from getting into any kind of rhythm here today. The Giants offense at the line, ready to begin their next drive. And their defense did its job by forcing the punt to start things out, and now, Charles, can the offense get in gear?
I think, partner, you can sense them saying, okay, the first half was theirs, but now let's get the momentum back on our side. We forced a punt. Now let's go downfield and score. If we do that, we'll be set up well for this second half.
Now back to throw. Complete. It's Johnson. And able to break one tackle, but then quickly brought down. But a nice little gain. This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on third down. One back in the backfield, he'll get the carry.
And he will have a Giants first down by about a yard as they're able to convert on 3rd and 2.
There are a lot of different formulas to winning football, but one constant over the years, winning on third down. That pickup there was big because they had struggled throughout this one.
Right back to him on first down. And a gain of 4 gets him right to the midfield stripe.
I feel like I could see what he was thinking on that carry. Wanted to follow that big tackle through the hole. Ended up only getting 4 yards on the carry. I think he had designs on that one being bigger.
And that's incomplete. They don't get the hook up there, but you really have to marvel at how precise he's been throwing the football these last couple weeks.
Oh, that's the perfect word for it, precise. Because if you're at 70% or better 2 weeks in a row, you have a job as long as you want one in this league, won't you? I mean, let's face it, it's not just West Coast offense either. He's putting the ball downfield as well.
And he'll go down, but not before getting this inside the 30. Now we've got a Giant player here slow to get up after that last play. We'll get an update when we return to MetLife Stadium.
From the gun, they'll try to run it to about the 26 here.
I know that speed is the hallmark of today's NFL game, but the key to good rushing defense is still having your linebackers set the edge.
They'll look to throw. And this one incomplete. Too much contact to hold on to that one, and it's third down.
They'll be in search of 8 yards here as they hope to convert the first down.
On third down, he'll drop to throw.
That is caught.
And so close, he gets it to the 1. Out of bounds right there. They're able to convert on third down, and that sets up a 1st and goal.
And this is an offense in need of getting a few good things to happen. Here's one right here. They've had their share of struggles in key moments, but that's a nice throw and nice work after the throw. And they're set up now with a 1st and goal.
1st and goal, and they got to be thinking a chance to get right back into this football game. They'll try to run this one in. And he takes it into the end zone for a Giant TD. A great play there.
His 2nd rushing touchdown on the year. And the Giants get a bit closer.
And that's a step in the right direction. This had the feeling of one of those turning point kind of drives. If you come up empty there, it could be a long road back. But they persevered and hung around, and they closed the gap here in the 3rd quarter with their first touchdown of the game.
Gano now following the touchdown here to kick it away.
And it's a pretty good return here as he'll get this up to the 29. So here is Washington now to take over.
They've won 2 straight, and they lead this one as well as they come up on 1st and 10. They start on the ground with Robinson here.
And not a whole lot of room to operate there on the first down run. He gets maybe 3. From the 32-yard line now, here's a 2nd and 7. Now Daniels.
Over the middle here to Brown. And he slips up past the 45 before being tackled.
7 catches for him now, and this last one, a first down.
Oh, that was a nice job there. Quarterback and receiver reading the pressure that was brought. They both knew it was going to open up the middle of the field. Nice little shake and bake at the line of scrimmage, got right into his route, and the quarterback hit him in stride, and he was able to run free after the catch.
They'll run on first down. Bond. And he finds a little bit of room, enough for 4 yards. It'll be second down. Now a 2nd and 6. Here's Daniels. Short throw. He's got Kraft. That'll put him at 96 yards receiving now for the game, and he's got a first down as well. Daniels looking to throw. And he'll be hit as he releases it, and that'll fall incomplete.
Offense was moving it a little bit, had them back on their heels, but they earned a brief pause by forcing the incompletion. That gives them a quick chance to regroup and try and mount a stand before they're backed up even further.
And he gets this one inside the 15, just a yard or two shy of the 10. Big yardage there on the scramble. It gets him a first down.
Well, that turned out better than most of the passes he could have thrown on that snap. The coverage downfield was excellent, but the containment close to home left him a backdoor escape, and they paid dearly for not locking up.
Handoff now to Robinson. And running room hard to come by here. He gets it down to the 8. And hold on here, because on that last run, it looks like we have a player who was shaken up. We'll get an update when we return to MetLife Stadium. 2nd down and 8. Looking to throw. Daniels. This will be caught at about the 5. So 5 yards here, 5 on the play. And now it's 3rd and 3. Now receiver in motion left. They'll go with a touch pass here, trying to pick it up. And that one not going to work at all. Boy, the defense all over it. And they blow that up behind the line. Well, they had stopped him for a loss on the run anyway, so they'll decline that.
It's almost a good psychological advantage, isn't it? You created a penalty, and you still couldn't gain yards against us. No way we need to take that one.
So he's been automatic to this point of the season, and he connects on the field goal there.
And what a luxury it is to have a kicker you can depend upon, partner, because he hasn't missed all year long. Converts on that one as well. And kudos to you. You didn't jinx him.
And able to get this out to the 25. And possession switching back to the New York Giants. And they have had their problems moving the ball through the air as we take you through some of the action from earlier. This secondary has played about as well as you can. Many times they've left this quarterback with nowhere to go with the football. The Giants offense at the line, ready to begin their next drive. Right now, Charles, it just feels like they're trying to keep pace. They did score the touchdown last time out, but they still trail by double digits here. We'll see if this offense is once again up to the task.
Yeah, and I think that after the last drive, they've got to be pretty revved up, don't you think? Everything they were doing was working pretty well. They go back out there with the same mindset, play at the same tempo and the same pace. Still a lot of time left to make something happen in this one.
And he's upended at the 33 following a good pickup of 8. This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on 3rd down. And they'll try and run the option to pick it up. And he's able to get the first before he's taken down at the 36. 3 yards there, good enough to keep the drive moving. So that was all you're looking for on a play like that. Get the first down and keep the drive moving.
Yeah, it just looked to me like he just said to himself, I've got this. I'll take it. I'll pick it up, and let's keep moving. Get the first down, get a new set, and let's start over.
A gain of 3 last play. This time they double it and pick up 6. From the 42-yard line, here's 2nd and 4. From the gun, he'll hand this off.
And he'll get it out a couple yards shy of midfield at the 48. A gain of 5, good enough for the first down. On play action, they'll throw. He's going to leave this for his running back. It's complete.
All defenses worry that whenever anyone catches the ball and has a head of steam come out of the backfield, it could turn into a big play with missed tackles or he runs through people. But they were right there waiting, and they stopped him for a minimal gain.
And he's going to lose yardage here, as they will switch ends as time has run out on this third quarter of play. So they'll get a little extra time to come up with his third down play as we've played 3 quarters. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. Welcome back now here in East Rutherford. It's the Giants with possession of the football but needing points as we start quarter number 4. Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. Now they set up the screen. That's complete. And they'll bring him down right at midfield, and he is well short of the first down. A gain of 9, not enough, and it's 4th down. Here's Jamie Gillen now. He'll boot it away from about his 35. This is away, but boy, headed straight for the sidelines. And this one will not be returnable as it sails out of bounds.
The Commanders' offense and their quarterback ready to go once more. And he has been masterful so far in leading this offense. He's kept the mistakes to a minimum. He's been on point with his passes, and he's generally been one step ahead of this defense all game long.
Now a handoff to start it out. Robinson. And they take him down, losing yardage back at the 27.
He'll lose a yard there, and it's 2nd and 11.
Operating from the gun, Daniels. And intercepted. Maybe the turning point they need.
Picked up by Javon Holland.
And he will bring it back. It's a pick-6 and a Giants touchdown.
Well, part of this defense now with multiple interceptions in this game, but this time they say turnabout is fair play because, remember, they had a pick-6 on the other side, and now they get a pick-6 of their own.
Yeah, they actually added to some of their nice play throughout this ball game. A good effort by them to secure another interception on this one. A better effort to take it all the way back for 6. And how about an exceptional effort to match their opposition's pick-6 from earlier in this game?
But he will not get in here. He stopped up short of the goal line, and this will remain a 5-point game.
I know they didn't tack on the 2 points, but I liked their attempt. After the interception return for a touchdown, I was thinking to myself, forget kicking it, go for 2, and they did.
Well, yeah, and everybody's scrambling. Maybe you catch the defense on their heels. They weren't ready to be out there.
Yeah, it's almost like a sudden change, right? There's a turnover, you take it away, they stuck it in the end zone, keep the momentum going. Give credit to the defensive guys for rallying and stopping that 2-point attempt.
And they will wrangle it down a couple yards shy of the 30. The Washington offense set to take over. And now this 4th quarter becoming very interesting. That pick-6 makes this a 1-score game. Still plenty of time on the clock. We'll see how aggressive they choose to be.
And nothing much materializing there on the first down run. He'll get a couple, and that's it.
Ball on the 30 now. Here's 2nd down and 8.
Back to throw. Daniels. Looking for McLaurin, and he's got him. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. 63 yards receiving for him now, and that last catch good enough for a first down. They'll try the left side. Bond.
He'll get this up to about the 44. But not much on that run, Charles.
No, that's exactly the way to execute a run blitz there. They guessed correctly that they would move the ball on the ground, honed in on it, and stopped them. Mark that down for a win in the defense's column.
And that'll be incomplete.
Certainly looked like maybe his 3rd or his 4th read on his progression. Just trying to find his outlet man that time. Ends up leading him just a bit too much.
Daniels from the gun on 3rd down. The throwing left sideline there, but it's incomplete. critical play in this football game because if they pick up the first there, that clock keeps rolling.
Has to be a little frustrating for them because they know that they pick up a first down there and continue to eat away at the clock, really increases their chances of closing this one out. Now they're likely going to have to give the football up and sweat it out on the sideline.
And that one hits at the 7, but bounds into the end zone, and that'll be a touchback. Here's the Giant offense now as they get ready to take over here. Their defense accomplished step 1 of the mission. They forced the punt. Now they'll look to erase that deficit and take a fourth-quarter lead. They'll start on the ground here on first down. And he's going to be met at the line of scrimmage and taken down. Brought down on the play by Trenton Simpson. The stop for no gain brings up 2nd and 10 from the 20. Out of the gun, they'll look to throw. It's caught on the right side by Robinson. And he'll get this up past the 25 before he's out of bounds. This offense so far on third down, they're right at about the league average, 40%, 4 for 10. Here it's 3rd and 3. Work in the middle of the field, and he's got a man complete. And he will have a Giants first down as they're able to get the third down conversion.
And here we are in the fourth quarter, partner, and watch them drive for what would be a go-ahead touchdown. And you and I both know this is where you need a quarterback who can keep his cool back there, not just for himself, but to keep the rest of the team relaxed too.
Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10. Looking to throw. Again, it's Johnson. And that'll be good for 8 yards to the 45. Tell you what, he's been able to put the ball in some tight spots all game long. That throw, no different.
Yeah, a lot of people would call it a gutsy type of a throw. I think he looks at it as, I can do it, so it's not that big of a deal to me, and I'm going to keep firing.
Now, during that run, an injury here. We got one of those big blockers in some discomfort. We'll get an update when we return to MetLife Stadium. 3rd and 4. Back to throw. And tight coverage there. It's knocked away, incomplete.
But based on the play we just saw there, he might not be the guy you want to challenge in coverage on these all-important snaps. He certainly looks dialed in right now.
And on 4th down, on is the punt team sending this one away. And no one there to stop it. Hits at the 8, but it carries all the way into the end zone for a touchback. So out comes Washington's offense to take over. Their defense got the stop, forced the punt, and now you really start to monitor the clock as they nurse this slim lead. They begin the drive with Robinson, and he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. Dexter Lawrence finding his way through defensively for the stop. First play of the drive goes the wrong way. Here's 2nd and 12. Throwing now is Daniels. Steps away to his left.
Well, it certainly appears to me that the defensive guys are starting to look a little bit tired while he still has some fresh legs. Not the biggest gain we've seen on a scramble, but still some positive yardage on a play that initially looked like a sure win for the defense.
On 3rd down, Bond. And they're able to get this one across the 35. 10 yards there, good for a Washington first down. Now, I'm guessing you'd say this is key here. Grind out some yardage, work on that clock, see if you can continue to tick it down.
Definitely, you want to bleed things out at this point, right? Possess the football, gain some yardage, and put the onus on the defense. Do they have to use timeouts? What are they going to do to stop you? You're taking charge.
On to give, here's Robinson. And he'll manage to pick up about 4. It's 2nd down. Well, hang on a second here, because on that last play, it appears one of the Giants shaken up. We'll get an update when we return to MetLife Stadium. From the 41, here's 2nd and 6. Now they'll switch it up here and look to throw. Quick slant to Brown. And he'll be taken down, but not before he works it past the 50. These two have hooked up 9 times now this afternoon as they pick up the first. They'll run it now with Robinson. And nowhere to run on the
interior of that defensive line. He'll get back only to the line of scrimmage. If nothing else, they've already taken a couple minutes off the clock here already as they come up second down.
To throw is Daniels. That's to Kraft, the tight end.
And he'll go down inside the 45 before going out of bounds. And that's good for a gain of 6. And it brings up 3rd and 5 now.
To the air goes Daniels. He's got his target. That's complete. And he's going to have a Commanders first down. They needed 5 there on 3rd down. He winds up getting 7.
So from the 36 now, 1st and 10.
Back to the ground with Robinson.
And he'll take this ahead for about 4. 2nd down coming up.
And that was a quality play to start a new set of downs. That was simply an offensive line winning the battle up front and winning in a big way and giving their guy in the backfield a nice lane to hit.
Over the middle, complete. That's Brown. So the completion good for just 3. And that's going to bring up a 3rd down.
Working out of the gun, Daniels. Pass to the sideline and pulled in.
And he'll be out of bounds just inside the 25-yard line. That good for 6 as they keep this drive right on rolling. On 1st down, he'll drop to throw. And that is caught. Touchdown, Washington.
Tucker Kraft.
23 yards for the touchdown.
And the Commanders are closing in on a 3rd straight win as they widen the gap further here in the 4th quarter. Well, Charles, he's still a young signal caller in this league, 2nd year in the NFL. And I don't know if last year as a rookie if he would have worked through his progressions like he did on that touchdown pass.
I think you're right about that. We're seeing him grow up right in front of our eyes because when he went to his primary read, he recognized that they were all over that, so he continued to survey the field, picked up another target, delivered a pass exactly where it needed to be. A very mature play for the 2nd-year quarterback.
Following the touchdown, here's Gay to kick it away.
And up to about the 26-yard line, just across the 25.
New York set to take the field.
And you figure after giving up that last touchdown, they trail by 2 scores here in the 4th quarter. This drive becomes very critical.
They'll come out throwing here to start the drive. Quick hitter here, it's complete. And he's taken down but able to slip across the 35.
All 3 timeouts plus the 2-minute warning. Here's 1st and 10.
Absolutely nowhere to go with the football, and he's just going to put this one in the Hudson River. Maybe he's a little fortunate he didn't get called for grounding because that one was well over everyone's head.
Let's go now.
And 2nd and 10, he'll look to throw again. Now they go screen, it's complete. And that play is blown up, losing yardage back at the 35.
2 minutes left to play in this football game here on EA Sports. A big play needed, no doubt. 3rd and long.
Again, he'll drop to throw. And that is incomplete.
That means there's just one last chance left, and this has to be a 1st down or a touchdown, or this game's over.
Here we go. This is 4th down.
Got to try it here. He's back to throw. And this is intercepted, and that should do it. Picked off by Marshawn Lattimore. And he's able to get it back to the 41-yard line.
Certainly not what he was hoping for, Charles. That's now 3 interceptions in this ball game.
But there's a lot of knowledge to be gleaned every time you throw an interception if you do things the right way. And hasn't there been a pretty darn good quarterback along the way who threw a lot of interceptions early, learned from them, and became great later?
Who would that be?
That'd be one Peyton Manning. Threw 28 his rookie year. That's the NFL record. How'd things turn out for him?
I think okay. He's a guy in all the commercials now, right?
Yeah, I think he's doing okay.
They got to have two hands on the football here as they run on first down. On a nice burst there as he'll take this inside the 30 to the 28-yard line. Five points of contact necessary at this stage as they'll run on first down. Now the Giants will use the second of their 3 timeouts as they'll head to the sideline and talk over what to do next. On the draw, Robinson. And he'll be taken down near the 20 at the 21. The Giants going to burn their third and final timeout as they'll head to the sideline and talk over what to do next. From the gun on third down, Daniels. That's complete to his receiver, McLaurin. And he will have a Commanders first down, and that should just about do it. That one good for 16, and the drive will continue.
But when you're up by 2 scores in the fourth quarter and you're going to throw the football, expect to see a lot of man coverage because usually with man coverage is pressure. So if you're a play caller and you want to keep throwing the football, that's fine. Just make sure your offensive line understands they're going to get additional guys running at the quarterback.
Washington about to close this one out as they are down to a knee. Second and goal from the 6 this time. They run. Robinson. And he is going to lose yardage here. They'll come up first and 10 here. They go back to the air here after the INT on the last drive. Pass complete to Robinson. Here comes second down. He'll drop to throw. And that one too wide and incomplete.
If this offense can't get it done, they'll think back to just a few plays and say to themselves, this was a winnable game and we let it get away. Still a chance to save it, but time's definitely running out.
Throw out wide is incomplete.
Not only did he have a chance to scan the field there, it felt like he had a chance to scan it twice. The protection was that good. Unfortunately for him, the coverage downfield, equally good.
One final shot. They'll look to throw. He's going to let it fly. Well, this is taken in. It's complete. Down to the 10. And a little bit of a consolation prize there. He's into the end zone. Won't win him the game, but they do get the score with all zeros showing.
But some fantasy players are really happy with that score.
Won't be enough, but here's a final chance at the extra point. So the kick is through, but they'll get no closer than 5 in the end as this game is over. Well, on the one side, if you try to take away something positive from this game, they played to the final whistle, getting the touchdown there on the last play, but still, all for naught, really.
Yeah, I'd say give them points for positivity. I like that. That part is good. But I often wonder, when the game is settled and the clock is run out, do we really need to kick the extra point?
Oh, yeah. It's silly. It's silly.
It doesn't make any sense to me. I know that people have explained before, well, you got to play it all the way through. Come on, this thing was done.
So for Washington, they're setting themselves up as a major contender as they move to 8-1 now on the year. And they will head back home next week. Meanwhile, for the Jets, the turnaround hasn't materialized as they fall to 2-7. And they'll be on the road next week.